Do you have a weird mustache?
Yes.
Yes?
Not weirder than usual, don't worry about it. Hello everyone and welcome back to the 6th episode of the RENNSPORT Radio Check. We are at the Nationales Automuseum, the Loh Collection. And I am joined, this time, not by Kim, he will come in later. I'm joined by Marco, our CEO and co-founder, and also Morris, the same CEO and co-founder. So Marco, we just came back from EWC. It was an awesome event. Maybe you have a few words to say about this, as it's your little project, I'd say.
Yeah, so obviously EWC is a big thing for us. With RENNSPORT, we are participating there the second time in a row. Before it was Gamers 8, but since it is EWC, it's already the second time. This time we had the big honor to be the first title to finish, so that means opening also the club championship, which is a fantastic story for us as well, and gives a lot of value to the players and to the participating team especially. The whole championship we designed around the teams, because this is the fit and the sport which is very attractive, and I guess we designed a format which demonstrated that. So very pleased how it went this year. Absolutely fantastic.
We had many emotions. It was amazing on site as well. But we didn't go there alone, Morris. We also brought some new partners that we had.
Yeah, this year we came with a new partner for all the SimRig environment. It's Playseat, a really impressive new rig. They released or shown there first, and also with Moza, a company which is quite familiar in the sim racing environment and is growing a lot at the moment. It's just really cool having these both partners for sporting now. Also well integrated into the whole ecosystem of RENNSPORT, so I think it worked perfect. And also let me say, the stage we saw there on EWC this year was amazing. So we learned a lot of things over the last years, and we all brought it all together. So what we saw this year is for sure the best on-site sporting we ever made, I would say.
And you talked about the big esports stuff, but we're also planning on doing some smaller esport things currently.
Yeah, so as you all know, we started our journey with a pure commitment to sport, and we built it a bit in a different way. We built it top down. We started with R1 as the top tier, but now with the release coming closer and also being available on console, we definitely will enlarge our sporting system there with R2 and R3. I will not spoil too many details about this, but we are definitely on it to back the top racing league with R1 with the lower tiers, and yeah, hopefully you will receive that well, what we are designing there.
It's interesting. We also talked a bit about potentially new offline events.
Yeah, as we saw in the past, offline events are always the big thing for the team and also for the community. And for sure we are planning to integrate this in all the R2, R3 ideas we have, really to build this sporting pyramid, as we said in the beginning. So this is now really coming to life with the release of the game. Marco said it, on console, so cross-play, so we can involve a lot of people into the whole sporting system, and this really is the starting point for all the R2, R3 and other sporting activities, and it will include offline events as well.
So what were your highlights for the EWC? There was a lot of great stuff, but were there some moments that that stood out to you?
Highlights are always linked to big emotions, I would say, and if you see Team Redline winning the team championship and with all the emotions involved, it's absolutely fantastic. This is, sorry for stealing that, Morris, this is with the goose bubbles.
Definitely.
No, that's fantastic to see, definitely, yes. And this also is for me very nice to see that the format paid off exactly in that team format. And let me mention one more thing. If we want to name an outstanding driver within EWC, it's definitely Darren McCormack for me. What he performed, honestly, it's absolutely amazing. So very great experience what we created there for the teams, but also for individual drivers.
Let me add one thing. So what I saw this year on EWC was just outstanding, and how the teams really understood to work as a team. This was completely new for me in racing or e-sport, and it worked so good. And I think we established a format which is really new and great for the future. And I also have to say again, it always is such important for us to take all these experiences and knowledges from stage and all these high-end drivers really to make the game better. So all the feedback we get at these kind of events and all the data we can collect helps us so much really to make the game better. And this still works so close before the release. So we have several things took away from EWC, and was really good.
We kept our promise to really set up a stage for those athletes. We promised that, and together with all our partners, we absolutely delivered this year. We are proud of that, and it was received very well by not just the participants, but also the partners you mentioned. So for us, incredible event.
Okay, thank you, Marco. I will see you later.
No, we will see.
Okay.
Marco will not leave.
He won't come back, that's the issue. I'm joined by the two executive directors, Florian and Toby, here at the Nationales Automuseum, the Loh Collection. Thank you for having us. Can you introduce yourself quickly?
Well, my name is Tobias Reichle. I'm sharing duties with Florian here, and I'm curating the collection. So I'm responsible for the cars here in the collection, and I'm doing that for over 6 years right now.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Florian Urbich, and I'm the second part of the executive directors here, and I'm responsible for marketing, PR, for our collection and for events and all that kind of stuff. And I joined the team 3 years ago, so 1 year before the opening of the museum.
Right, the opening of the museum 2 years ago. We have been in contact since then. Morris has been in contact with you. And from what I've heard at least, we wanted to work with you for a very long time, and we're glad that it finally worked. We were here to scan some cars. Can you tell us a bit about the Nationales Automuseum, the Loh Collection?
Well, the museum was transformed from a private collection into a public museum. Mr. Loh, the owner of the cars and the founder of the museum, he has been collecting cars for now close to 40 years. It all started when he was a little boy of 10 years of age, and a friend of his parents visited in a Mercedes 190 SL, a silver roadster. And that day he fell in love with the car, and he promised one day when he can afford one, he'll buy one for himself. And so, like close to 40 years ago, he kept the promise he made to himself as a little boy, and he started the collection.
Did he start it with that car, or did he have a different car at first?
So he bought, so one of his first cars was a 190 SL, and then he started to collecting other Mercedes and Porsche and stuff like that, and then expand into different sections of cars. So like pre-war cars, racing cars, Formula One cars. So that started the new collection of him like 25 years ago.
Okay, that's cool. So now you're working with RENNSPORT and stuff. How is the collaboration with RENNSPORT?
Well, when we first talked to Moritz, and he gave us the vision of RENNSPORT and what's behind it, I think we were really convinced right from that point on that we want to be on board, and we're happy to be a partner of RENNSPORT and happy to have you guys here to scan our cars, and are happy to have our cars in the video game. Can't wait to play them. And yeah, we're pretty much convinced that this is going to be the greatest video game in the world, I guess.
That sounds very promising. We are, again, very grateful that we can be here and that we also can use your cars to implement them in our game. Now for something more personal, what's your favorite car in the collection that we have here?
Well, To be honest, that changes every week because we have so many different cars in here. So we're displaying around 150 cars in total. For me personally, at the moment, it's a Bugatti Type 59, which is in our current special exhibition, which is dedicated to 75 years of Formula One and Grand Prix racing. So this is my pre-war favorite car at the moment.
Nice. And what about you?
Well, as Tobias said, it's really difficult to pick one. And but the car I'm picking most of the time recently, the first Ferrari 250. That's a Ferrari 250S, so the grandfather of the Ferrari 250 GTO that everybody knows. And it's a one-off, and it's got a great history that you could write books about or make films about. And it won the 1952 Mille Miglia. To beat the Mercedes Works team is a great achievement, and so you really have to admit that what the car achieved and what it did for Ferrari's history is so amazing, and so that would be my favorite.
Nice. Then another question to this whole collection that you have here. What is the rarest car that you have here?
Where to start, where to stop? I would start with the Maybach Accelero, which is a one-off car, so this is quite rare. So this was a cooperation between Maybach and the tire makers Fulda. So this was a tire for fast, heavy cars. So they drove in Nado with that car, which is a one-off V12 bi-turbo, 351 and 4.5 kilometers per hour with Klaus Ludwig. So they did a record with this car in 2005. So we have the car over here, but Florian will mention at least another car, I think.
Well, to look at it from a different angle, the Maybach Accelero is a rare car, but it's very well known because it was used for promotion back then. And then we have other rare cars that like 95% or even more of the people that come here have never seen it or never even heard about it. Like, for example, the Bucciali from the early 1930s. And it blows people away because of its looks. But the Bucciali brothers never intended to become car makers. They built their cars to promote their invention. So they only built 6 cars, and only 2 of those still exist. And the only one that can be publicly seen is the one here in the Nationales Automuseum. So there are different angles to look at it. Yeah.
And there's many other cars around here, like the Alfa B Motore, which was like an invention of Enzo Ferrari to beat the Germans, the Silver Arrows in the 1930s. We can tell like an hour about our special cars in here.
That is cool. Well, that's already it for my questions. So we're done.
Thank you very much.
Thanks
for coming.
We are now with Kim in place of Marco. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. I mean, look at this place.
It is crazy.
It's just cars for days.
Yes, and I have a question for days for you as well.
Okay.
The biggest question ever. Where are we currently with the official launch?
We are currently in what's called the certification process for the console release of RENNSPORT. And we were aiming to do the release in Q4 this year.
With all the production for console, which also takes a bit of time, and the finalization of the certification, this will bring us to a Q4 release, I would say. Yeah.
And we have gotten many community requests, and there's been a lot of discussions about our pricing model. So we have restructured it a bit, reworked it a bit. Can you walk us through this a bit? What will that official launch then look like?
So Morris, I think you can give us the first details.
Yeah, so as we all know, so we got a lot of feedback last year when we started the early access with our wholly free-to-play idea, I would say. So we really listened carefully to all the feedback and what we got there. And we tried really to build a more simplified model for RENNSPORT, and this leads us to build a better pricing model for the community, and so this is a bit what you hopefully now can.
But
show us.
exactly that. We listened closely to the feedback after the early access launch. We needed to redo a couple of things based on what people actually said, and so we're looking at a way more traditional sort of release where you get the game and all the content that is included in that launch is included. Like there was no extra payments needed to be done or no extra things to purchase, basically.
The base game, how much content will we have in there?
So base game includes 13 racetracks, 18 cars.
Yes, correct. And then next to the base game, we will also have the deluxe version.
Yep, so deluxe version is everything that is included in the base game, obviously, with the addition of the Nordschleife racetrack and the Porsche 911 GT3R RENNSPORT car,
Nice.
which is currently available only in the Founders Pack.
The deluxe version is not gonna only have the stuff we mentioned yet. There's also gonna be something new that we're introducing, which is DLCs.
True. So I think the main sort of value of the deluxe version is that it comes including the first 2 DLC packs that we will release. They will not be available at launch, but if you buy the deluxe version, that means that you own the future content already. I think we will go a bit deeper into the actual content of the DLC packs soon, but it's great value in the deluxe version.
It is
getting
really,
2
really
DLC
great
packs.
value. Both DLCs have amazing historic content when it comes to racetrack and cars.
That's why we're here, right?
That's why we are here. That's a bit why we came here. We scanned all the cars we will offer there here in the Automuseum. I think we will show it later.
And then when you purchase the deluxe version or the base game before the official launch, we have a pre-order bonus.
So we have a pre-order for both the base game and the deluxe version, and this gives you a completely new car, the Ford Mustang GT3, as well as 72 hours of early unlock, so you can play the game 72 hours before the official launch. And also a special, I don't know if I can spoil it too much, but a special celebration livery exclusive to the pre-order bonus package. This looks incredible as it is right now, and it's gonna make your Mustang stand out.
Then you mentioned, or we mentioned, that with the deluxe version, you basically get something like the Founders Pack. What will happen to the Founders Packs with the pre-order start?
So when pre-orders start, the Founders Packs themselves cannot be bought anymore. So the last chance to get them is now, before the game goes on pre-order. Then that content obviously goes into the deluxe edition, like we talked about before. But that means that this is basically the last chance now to get your name on the Founders track by buying a Founders Pack.
And what will happen to the game during the pre-order window?
Yeah, so what we're doing right now is that we take a look at the content that we currently offer in the early access version, and we start to scale it down a bit. We want to keep the vision clear that we have to have a free-to-enter way into RENNSPORT. So on the console side, on PlayStation and Xbox, it's a traditional box that you buy on your whatever store. You can also get it digitally, of course, to the PlayStation store and the Xbox store. On PC, it's a bit different. You will still have we still have what we call the free-to-enter version. A demo version,
yeah.
Which includes the BMW M2 that you get now for registering an account, together with during the pre-order phase.
The Hockenheimring?
The Hockenheimring racetrack. Yeah. So you can always jump in and drive both some single-player content and multiplayer content free to enter without paying anything. And then on PC you have the option then to upgrade into the standard edition with all the content that we previously mentioned.
Mm-hmm. For now, I will act as the voice of the community, as I usually do. I've already bought something. Do I lose content? How will this work? I've already bought something.
There's one really important thing. So I would call all these early followers really bakers we have.
Yeah, the bakers.
And the bakers. And there are many of them, and I think it's a really important point to say thank you at that point, because they really jumped into RENNSPORT at a very early moment, and they really supported us a lot, not just with buying something, also with the feedback and everything. So, and we would like to reward that or give something back. Everyone who really baked RENNSPORT in the early days will get the base version for free. And there's one on top thing, the Diamond Founders Pack owners, they will get the whole deluxe version for free. This is our way really to say thank you, that these guys joined RENNSPORT that early and supported us really a lot.
Yeah, we really want to honor the early bakers.
Bakers?
Just to clarify, we are not in a bakery. It's just Morris's English is
This
German
is
English.
my German English. Sorry
It's
for
the
that.
early bakers,
But
of course.
the most important is what we would like to do, and I think this is really the right way to say thank you.
Absolutely. So if you spend any money, then you will get compensated for that with the content that we release. And our main philosophy for us is never to take away anything that you purchased. Like, we will never make anything unavailable for you.
And you can find all the information regarding our pricing model in the FAQs on our website. So if you have any open questions that we did not answer yet, go check them out. Now, actually, one thing we didn't talk about yet.
I think it was Radio Shack 2 or 3 where we started to talk a bit about the McLarens.
Yeah, that's why I have the color today.
So for launch, we finally have the McLaren 720S Evo GT3 car available.
It's in the game.
It's in the game. It's finally in
It
the
has
game.
been way too long.
Yeah.
Awesome. Then one more thing about the base game or the free demo or basically any version. We currently have an in-game store. Will that stay?
Yes, the in-game store will stay. We want to have a place where we can offer you as a player the option to get cool liveries or other cosmetic items. What is changing with the approach now to the more traditional boxed version is that you will not be able to acquire cars or tracks in that store. It's just purely car customization for now.
Then we have something else that you can get currently, which is the Battle Pass. How will that unfold with launch?
Yeah. So this is one of the biggest sort of like community feedback points that we received after the early access. I think we sort of misjudged the value and that we sort of like put the Battle Pass together. So at launch, the Battle Pass will be removed, which means that if you want to get all the rewards that are currently in there, you have up until the launch basically to do that. Then it will go away. We're looking at ways to bring back sort of like a similar structure for the future. Maybe not call it the Battle Pass, but tie it into race events or something that rewards your time for playing in a way to give you cool liveries and other stuff. So to keep my answer short, for launch the Battle Pass is going to be taken out of the game, and we will look into what we can do with a system like that in the future.
But the rewards of it will of course still be present of the Battle Pass.
Yes.
So you will still keep that.
Yes.
Right, and then we actually have a quick community question that I would throw in here, which is directed at Kim as well. So we talked about the store, but will the livery store on consoles also come with all the liveries that have already been dropped during the early access on PC, like the Twitch shows, for example, for EWC?
So this is something that we're discussing because we have plenty of liveries now tied to different types of events. We have the R1 liveries for all the teams, for example. We had some esports World Cup liveries specifically made for that. We have a couple of partnerships that we did with Mercedes, for example, for the Beast of the Green Hell for the AMG. Exactly what we will offer in the store, we haven't really pinpointed down and have a specific plan yet, but expect us to add a couple of the things that we had in the past into that store.
And we will add some new liveries from quite famous livery maker or designer. So there will be a lot of new content in the store from release on.
So, Kim, now that we went through all the pricing stuff, let's go back to the game stuff again a bit, because we are getting a new championship mode.
Great. So for release, we want to make sure that we have something for for a player to experience if they don't feel comfortable enough jumping into an online server. So driving single player against the AI in the championship structure that we created, and it's gonna offer you a pretty cool challenge where you start with the BMW M2 as an entry sort of level car, and then you end up driving NMDH cars by the end of it. And I think that the cool part of this is that the first championship is gonna be included in the free to enter version. So you can jump in with the BMW M2 and have that single player experience for free.
Great, the Morris, I actually have the next question for you. Will RENNSPORT have features like a racing line or corner and braking zone indicators?
Yeah. So it's still integrated, so we have it, we work with it, and it will be available from release on.
Then I have another question for you, and after that another one. How is the state of VR currently?
VR is basically unchanged since the last time we spoke about it. We still want to enable VR, but like we said earlier, right now the focus is creating the launch, making sure that we can launch RENNSPORT on PC and consoles. After that, we sort of have a plan to pick up the VR work that we already started. We also have the opportunity now on PlayStation for PlayStation VR, for example, as well. So we're gonna go into that with renewed effort.
So we would like to combine it a bit with the new console features and everything, so that VR will be a bigger thing, which we would like to bring back to RENNSPORT when we are able to have it on console and on PC.
And then I have the last community question for Kim again. Will you use PS5 controller features like adaptive triggers and vibration?
Yes, so currently, and it works on PC too actually. So currently we have adaptive triggers, which gives you like resistance when you do throttle and brake. It also has the haptic vibrations when you go over curbs and whatever, so it's really detailed. We even have flag lights in the DualSense controller that lights up based on, like if you get a yellow flag on track, you get a yellow light on the controller as well.
Nice. All right, and now Morris, it's finally time for your favorite topic again, because we are getting an app update sometime in the future. Can you talk us through this a bit?
I think we talked about last time in the last radio check. Yeah. So we have the voting system ready in the app. It's just a question when we are really unlock it or make it available for everyone. So that means around the release, we would like really to start the whole car voting system. So I think we talked about last time, so that people daily really could vote for cars and content, which we at the end bring into the game.
Awesome, and this is basically the end of our little sitting session, but it's not the end of the video, because Morris and Marco, who's somewhere behind the camera, I can't see him now, but he's somewhere
He's
here.
driving all the time.
He must be somewhere driving, yes. They are gonna lead you around a bit on a little walk around throughout this amazing location that we have here and talk you through stuff. But I believe it will be the end for me. So thank you all for watching, and enjoy Morris and Marco's little walkthrough.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are in contact with the Nationales Automuseum since 2 or 3 years, so it's really good relationship we have here. And then they gave us the chance really to scan all the cars we would like to have in RENNSPORT over the next quarters. I think, Alex, we start with the touring car area.
Yeah, I mean, you see one car here, but if you look closely and pay attention, there's like little flick switches that are like individual to drivers. And Alan McNeish has like a button and flick switch. It's called the Stark Fuck Up. So whatever that means for him to get rid of some issues, so to say. Yeah, it's just personalized. And I think the story of us is like we want to bring closer together the real life cars that we see here to like a digital twin.
Yeah, and that was the story from the beginning. Mark and I always had in mind really scanning real world cars and bringing the digital twins into RENNSPORT. And here you can see a perfect example how this works.
Let me add something there, because those little details is at the end what is underlining the soul of a car. And this is when you enter that venue here, it's unbelievable how immediately you got caught by that spirit in there. Every individual car is telling an individual story, and this is what we want to catch with those really precise replications in the highest quality, as you hopefully appreciate then when you see that, and bear those little stories in mind. This is the starting point of telling that, and really the starting point of transporting this spirit and this soul of every individual car to you and to the virtual world then at the end.
Going through the 2000, Bernd Schneider, he was a DTM champion at this year, I think. And then going through to the 90s.
Just look at it, it looks absolutely amazing. And also here, just once you have that car in game, just pay attention, go into like spectator mode, look at all the little stickers on the steering wheel, on the flick switches, just go around the car and just appreciate the little details that makes this car this car.
That's my favorite part, I would say. That's the early beginning of DTM, or I would say it's not the beginning of DTM, there was DTM before, but that's the golden age of DTM. So it's the late 80s with the BMW and the Klaus Ludwig Mercedes.
What we can do is like if you look at that door, for example, later, like that's what DTM makes special, right? It's basically production cars, so you need to keep some certain parts stock. So if you have, lucky enough, a E30 at home right now, you could just say like, hey, I can retrospect some of the individual bits and pieces of the original street cars. Same goes with the E90 Evo. I think that livery, just everybody knows it who has like a little bit looked into DTM and German motorsports. It's just so iconic. I would love to just live here for the next 3 years and scan every single car that lives here.
For me, what these cars in the 2004 years are for you is for sure for you, Marco and me. But 3 of these cars you could see here will for sure be in our first part of Touring Car DLC.
Happy to introduce something very exciting, especially for me personally, to be honest. It is on purpose that we are sitting in front of a Le Mans winner car. One of the very iconic faces of Le Mans were dominated by that prototype from Porsche. And this car here is part of our Endurance Classic DLC.
1 out of how many cars? 3 that we scanned so far. I think super cool start. Other ones maybe stay a little bit of a secret so far, but yeah, I'm gonna probably be back quite soon scanning the next batch of cars. So maybe you guys, if you saw something in B-roll that you would like to see in RENNSPORT, let us know. We're happy to listen to you guys and just bring whatever you want if it makes sense. Yeah, I don't know what it is with you, Maurice, but I get goosebumps sitting in front of that car.
Definitely, that's my standard answer on that.